weekend? Yes. 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 What was good about your weekend? Oh, we stayed home and we snuggled. Oh, good. I'm glad you got snuggles in. Were you like this the whole weekend? Tyler just plopped on top of everybody else? Sure was. Oh, Tyler. You always just want your snuggles. Well, are you guys ready to read today? Yeah! Great, we are on chapter 29, Coochie Coo. The giant donut smelled like fried eggs and donuts and other people's closets. That's funny. The dining room was full of laughter and donut dunking. Really quick, guys. Donut dunking, when you dip your donut into like your coffee or chocolate milk or something. I don't know anyone who actually does that. And I was wondering, do you know anyone who does that? Do your parents dunk their donuts into the coffee, or do you do that into your chocolate milk or something? I've never seen or heard of anyone doing that. I mean, just like in books and movies. Chris sat Flora and her father at a booth in the corner and handed them glossy, enormous menus. Flora surreptitiously, the criminal element recommended surreptitious action at all possible junctures, removed the lid from the shoebox. Ulysses poked his head out and looked around the restaurant, and then he turned his attention to the menu. He stared at it with a dreamy look on his face. "Get whatever you want," said Flora's father. "Order your heart's desire." Ulysses emitted a happy sigh. "Ah." "Pay attention," whispered Flora. A waitress came and stood over them. She tapped her pencil on the order pad. "What can I get you?" she said. Her name tag spelled out her name in all capital letters. "Rita!" Flora narrowed her eyes. The exclamation point made Rita seem untrustworthy, or at the very least, insincere. "Well," said Rita, "what's it gonna be?" Her hair was piled up very, very high on her head. She looked like Marie Antoinette. Not that Flora had ever seen Marie Antoinette, but she had read about her in Terrible Things Can Happen to You issue on the French Revolution. Marie Antoinette, from the little bit that Flora knew about her, would have made a very bad waitress. That's for sure. Flora suddenly remembered that she had a squirrel in her lap. She tapped Ulysses on the head again. "Lie low," she whispered to him, "but be prepared." She arranged the washcloth so that she was almost completely hidden. "What you got there?" asked Rita. "Where?" said Flora. "In the box. Got a baby doll in the box. Are you talking to your baby doll?" "Talking to my baby doll," said Flora. She felt a flush of outrage crawl up in her cheeks. For the love of Pete, she was 10 years old, almost 11. She knew how to administer CPR. She knew how to outwit an arch nemesis. She was acquainted with the profound importance of seal blubber. She was a sidekick to a superhero. Plus, she was a cynic. What self-respecting cynic would carry around a doll in a shoebox? "I do not," said Flora. "I do not have a baby doll." "Let me see her," said Rita. "Don't be shy." She bent over. Her big Marie Antoinette hair scraped against Flora's chin. "No," said Flora. "George Buckman," said Flora's father in a worried voice. "How do you do?" "Coochie coo," said Rita. Flora felt a very pointed, very specific sense of doom. Rita poked her pencil into the shoebox slowly. Oh my gosh, this waitress is so nosy. She pushed the washcloth around slowly, and the washcloth, oh so slowly, fell back and revealed Ulysses' whiskered face. "George Buckman," said her father in a much louder voice. "How do you do?" Rita screamed a long and impossibly loud scream. Ulysses screamed in return, and then he leaped from the shoebox. At this point, things stopped proceeding at such a leisurely pace. The squirrel was airborne, and time swung back into action with a vengeance. "At last," thought Frida, "it's incandesto time." Okay, me and Tyler have some questions for you about today's reading. First question is, what do you think is going to happen next? So Ulysses is out of the box at this donut restaurant. What do you think is going to happen? So I want you to write 4 sentences, at least 4 sentences, maybe even more, about what do you think is going to happen. And I'm going to share what I write with you guys too. What's going to happen now that Ulysses is out of the restaurant? Okay, second thing is a totally different kind of question. So I want to know if you guys have ever been somewhere where somebody had a pet that's not a typical kind of pet. Okay, so I actually have 2 stories like this. So I used to live in Boston, and in Boston, most people take public transit, like the subway or the bus, because it's kind of harder to own a car up there. So I took the bus a lot. And one day on the bus, there was a guy standing near me on the bus who had a snake wrapped around his neck, like his pet snake just on his neck on a bus. And I thought that was really weird, like on a bus to see a guy with a snake. Another time I saw like a weird animal at a place where you wouldn't normally see one was I was at this event to try to get a free airline ticket here in Austin, and it was at like a restaurant, and this lady had her pet lemur. She had a pet lemur, and she's just carrying it around. And I got to meet it and pet it, and it was cute. But I don't know. It didn't seem like it wanted to be at the noisy restaurant. So, have you ever seen a like very strange pet in public? And I want to know about that experience. So write down your experience, and I'm really excited to hear if you've ever seen a crazy or unusual pet in public.